Yeah, just gonna do a quick comparison again of field coats. Last time I did the M51 or M51 and the M65, I learned my lesson. No more hard padding, but I'll try to stop myself. But this time I'm gonna compare the M65 to the OG 107 Dumbo field coat, which is the Air Force one. I was gonna initially pull up the M51, but the M65 is and the Dumbo are much more in line arrow wise than the Dumbo to the M51. And frankly, we already know all of the bells and whistles of the M51. But let's start off with just the Dumbo right here. The Dumbo takes a lot of its inspiration from a mix of the M51 and primarily the M43. As you know, there is no zipper. It is pure buttons. I will note that this one is a bit thrashed, so not everything is as it should be. Just a few buttons. But what is important to note is, unlike the M43 or M51, there is no little wool in there. It's much more in line with the M65 there. Oh, but much like the M51, the liner is sewn in, so there's nothing really that can be edited outside of it or fixed or repaired in comparison. Another thing is it also takes a lot of its points from the M51 with its inner buttons for the liner. You can see right here it just has the one, whereas this has two, but the M51 had four. So it's this very weird like growth spurt of the two jackets. It has the inner censures, does not have the lower ones, which I don't recall the M51 having. What is important to note is the Air Force like to use a lot of leather. There is leather on every piece of drawstring. So there is that fun fact. What is important to note, or interesting to note, is that the pockets are a lot smaller, which is very weird for a field coat. Let me open it up real quick. And in these front ones, there's little spaces for a pencil or a pen or what have you. You can see there's a little bit of breathing room right here in the stitching, so a pencil can extend, to its full length. It is normal, just snaps, but the snaps, however, are painted. They are not sewn over. They're not an inner layer like M65 or the M51. What is weird to note is we finally have a collar. The collar is, where the Dumbo gets its name from, is just this big fucking ears that just go over it. And you can see that leather there. And I'm gonna be straight up. It sucks. It's not a good hood. It's very weird. It takes a lot of time just to kind of like get it like out and just kind of over your head fitting comfortably. It's very peculiar. You can see it at its full leg span. Very strange. And on top of that, it has, I believe it was supposed to have like a Air Force style like wool or polyester kind of like bomber jacket liner in the inside. I have not picked one up yet because I don't think it's frankly worth it for this one. It's just so thrashed. It's had a lot of field repairs outside of what it is. You notice these just green sewing on it. But I do just want to compare it, M65, perfect. It's the classic, high sex appeal. It's a really just good field coat. It's comfy with or without the liner. The pockets are fucking great. That's there's not much to say. It's a good one. I will say I do prefer buttons over Velcro, but otherwise, let's get to the main question. Should you get a Dumbo? If you're a collector, yeah, if you want one and you can find one cheap. If you're gonna buy it to wear, no, just get an M65, or as I would say, get an M51. You don't really need the hood unless you are like getting really rained on, and you can just pay the $20 and get an M43 hood and just attach it to it, which I have done recently, and I will post a video of attaching that. But otherwise, there's no point. It's a fun piece of history where the Air Force was in its preteen growth spurt, trying to be rebellious, trying to grow out of itself. And because of that, it's a weird and awkward jacket. It fits great, it's comfortable, but for others on the market, there's a lot better you can be doing. Another thing important to note, which I find peculiar, is mine's missing its tag, but on the tags, it does tell you to dry clean these. That is batshit guano insane. It is a field coat. I don't know why they recommend you to dry clean them. It is a field coat. I'm just repeating myself, but this is meant to get thrashed and worn and thrown around. So other than that, with all things considered, this is the Dumbo. Not much going on in the back. You can see where it sews through. A lot of leather. Weird. Neat. I would only buy one if it was like $50, which is, I mean, I bought mine for 30. Otherwise, if you're a collector, I mean, go full hog. Get one with patches. Get a liner for it if you want, just to, you know, hang up on a mannequin. Otherwise, there's no other point really for fashion or comfort or just, you know, an everyday field coat. Just get an M65. Get an M81 M65, and you will vastly love this more than you love this. And I mean, that's all there is to say. Take it easy.